Well, hello there. Good morning from a cloudy, but not too bad Sapporo. Today we're on an adventure. We're going to a little port city called Otaru. It has preserved streets, a nice canal, and apparently a sushi street. So let's check it out. Well, I've arrived. It's lovely here, the weather. Oh, really nice. That's the station. So I'm gonna head down this way. That's the canal down there. Let me check out the waterway. It's not even windy here, it's crazy. Oh, and it's warm. Let's go. So, just made a little stop into Lawson. Got myself a little coffee. Ready to go. Very nice here. It's very relaxing. It really is like a seaside town. I'll be getting ice cream later for sure. I already see lots of ice cream cone statues outside of loads of the shops. Not statues, but you know what I mean. So to get here from Sapporo cost me 800 yen, so €5, and it took about 40 minutes on the train, so pretty good. It's pretty cool looking, isn't it? Imagine on the weekends or at the busy times how crowded this gets. It's such a small space. Grilled eel. Very delicious and very popular in Japan, but very tasty. It's great that it's preserved, because I know if this was at home it'd be bloody torn down and turned into a Starbucks or something. It's such a small space, you know, but really interesting to walk through. I'm going to pick up some food here later for sure, but a lot of the places are not open just yet. I've seen some of the signs that say they're open at about 12 midday, so about half an hour. Although a lot of the food sounds nice, there's one thing that certainly doesn't sound nice. Saliva chicken? I think I'll pass. So I'm on my way now to Sakamachidori. Now, Sakamachidori is probably the busiest street in Otaru. It was the main street of all of the trading companies when Hokkaido was kind of in development in the late 1800s. So a lot of the buildings are actually built by the trading companies in more like a Western style to fit their own countries. So a lot of the buildings are now have been converted into sushi restaurants, craft shops, you know, all this kind of thing. So gonna check this out. I like these old kind of streets. Got a really nice view all the way up to the mountains. Very lucky with the weather though today. I had checked and it said it was going to be cloudy until about 2 o'clock, but I arrived here just after 11 and it's been lovely and sunny since then. Look at this old style building. So it should be straight down here. Sakamachidori, busiest street in Otaru. Oh, this is the former bank, okay. Sakaimachi Dori. Okay. Alright then, we're here. Let's go. Konnichiwa. Nice bit of artwork on the sides. You can already see though up here, like the style of the building is very different. Nearly colonial looking designs, even here. And when do you see something like that in Japan? Unless it's a port town. Nice little stall. Well, stall's a little building, but you can see though that the design is very different. That looks nice out here. Now I'm just going to walk to the end of the street first, and then I'm going to come up and explore it a little bit. Just want to check it out. Just walk up at first, get an idea of how it is. The cap had to go on. The sun's in my eyes the whole time. Look at these kind of buildings. See the way they were turned into like glass shops, crafts. Any shop really. It's just nice the way that they've actually preserved them. They've kept them specifically to turn it into a tourist destination. Sushi restaurants. There's an awful lot of sushi restaurants on this street now that I've been walking for a few minutes. There is a street called nicknamed Sushi Street, and I'm not sure if that's also the nickname for this street. If it's the same one, I'll have to figure that out afterwards. But more ice cream advertisements. It's making me hungry for ice cream. I will get one soon, very soon. Just being careful I don't get run over. Dried scallops, not my kind of thing, I have to say. But hey, if you like it, go for it. More sushi here. I'm stuck with this cup, by the way. Nice little display here. I do like it in Japan the way they actually show you what you're getting if you order the food. So they have actually specific companies to build replicas of your dinner. Only in Japan. Well, probably other countries now, but popular in Japan. More sushi and steak. Great combination. Quite busy. A lot of Chinese tourists again. It seems to be popular here because I actually noticed when I was checking up flights, which I'll talk about a bit more later. The flights to Sapporo go directly from Shanghai, so it makes sense why there's an awful lot of Chinese tourists here. It's only a few hour, about 2-3 hour flight from Shanghai, so it makes sense that there's quite a few tourists here. It's easy for them to get here. An onigiri shop. They sell hand drip coffee. Now I regret getting this. Look at matcha sweets. That seems pretty popular. Ramen, of course, is always popular, but everyone's coming out of the matcha shop. So, I might check that out on the way back. I'm going to walk down this side first. Oh, jeez, that looks nice, doesn't it? The street is bigger than I expected. It's never going to end. Be nuts. Santa for some reason. Now I've noticed since I got to Hokkaido, cod roe and salmon roe are very popular because you see this everywhere. And I saw a picture of it on its own when I first arrived in Hakodate, and I thought it was bubbles from bubble tea, you know, different flavour ones. And then it was like when I read it, I said, oh wait, no, it's cod roe, salmon roe, melon. Deep fried chicken, king crab. It's a fish market in here. And corn. Fish market, corn. Sea urchin? No. I'll pass. Sea urchin. Not my kind of thing. Now, apparently Otaru glass is very, very good. I wouldn't know the first thing about glass, but from what I read about Otaru, it's known for its like hand-blown glassware. So it makes sense as to why there's glass museums here, craft glass shops. It does look nice, I have to say. Like they're selling special bottles for soy sauce, for example, and you can see it, just the bloody detail, and it's mad. It's impressive. Up here you've even got this kind of glass for sake. There's glass everywhere, glass and sushi. And would you believe it, although the weather has been really crappy the last few weeks in Hokkaido, they have blossoms. What a shock. I'm speechless. Something has happened that I don't know how to comprehend in my brain. I've just turned around across the road and I came across this. Wow. I love Otaru. What a great city. So I've just walked into an antique museum. Got all like pianos. They sell things as well, but they've got pianos, music boxes, old record players. Look at that. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, not record player, so it's a music melody. You know, it plays it from the little etchings in it. But when I turned around, this is a bit creepy, isn't it? Just sitting there in the corner, but I do like this organ. It's pretty nice. It's very relaxing in here because it's pretty busy outside, but when you come in here it's quiet and nice melodies playing in the background. A movie theatre, 1880, damn. Funny enough, Otaru wasn't even established as a city in 1880. It was only in 1922 that it became a city. It was only a village before that. Anyway, let's head back out. That was pretty interesting. Now, the museum part is only a very small part of it. The rest of it is a shop selling like music boxes and that kind of thing. But as I said, so 1922 Otaru became a city, but there've been settlers here since the 1500s. Of course, they'd be Ainu settlers, not Japanese. So originally, when this was a village, it started to boom in the late 1800s because herring was a big industry here. herring and glassware, but herring was the big one. Also coal mines nearby. So when that was getting its boom, eventually by the time 1922 came along, it was upgraded to a city. Although it's still, I'd say it's a relatively small city in comparison with most other ones, but it must have deserved it. Who am I to say? More glass shops here. I think every third shop is selling glass. Different types, of course, because some of them are sake glasses. Then another shop is selling glasses for soy sauce containers. Other ones are just selling glassware for just say drinking from. So, you know, it is a nice mix and match. It's not all the same shop every 2 or 3 buildings. Snoopy Village. Snoopy's very popular in Japan. I'm surprised. So while I'm walking towards a public toilet now, because I really need to go, I had to walk like 5 minutes, so it's not too bad. I just had to Google where there was a public toilet. So I'll tell you my plans. I have booked my next destination. So tomorrow I go to Noboribetsu, the little town about an hour and a half away from Sapporo, and I'm gonna like rent a bike and stuff like that. There's a few sites nearby for the next few days. And then on Sunday I'm flying out of Hokkaido. Unfortunately, the weather is just, the forecast is just not good, you know. And it ruins it when you're up this high. Like, there's not much you can do when it starts raining and stuff. So I'll eventually come back when the weather is better, maybe next year or something. But I'll be flying to Tokyo. It's kind of the best option to fly from Sapporo Airport, to be honest, and one of the cheapest options. So I'm staying in Tokyo now. It might be a bit mad because it's Golden Week, it's Japanese holiday, but I got a really good price for a hostel. I'm there for 10 days now in Tokyo. It was like €18 a night for the hostel, so look, that's pretty good. You know, it's not in the centre, but I don't mind that. I'd rather not be in the centre when I'm staying. I'd rather have a bit of like peace in the evening, so that's the plan anyway. And then I'll move on from Tokyo. I'll figure out more from there. But I'm going to toilet now. Should we get sake? Just because we're here. I am tempted. There is a little sake bar here. Well, I stayed for 2 little cups. Not much in them, but nice. I was just asking the girl, like, she told me to pick one, and I said, well, what do you recommend? She said, well, I think this is nice, and I think this one's nice. So I was thinking, like, Jesus, surely you'd know if you're working in a sake bar. But then she says to me, oh, like, I'm not allowed to drink because I'm 19, so it's 20 in Japan. So I was thinking, oh well, that makes sense then. Well, I just had ice cream and a beer at some little stall there. They had black vanilla ice cream, so I got that in a cone. Just chatting to the people that work there outside. They were nice. They didn't have much English, but one of them was studying English in university, so he had a little bit. But they were quite fascinated with Ireland for some reason, but they kept thinking it was Scotland. They kept saying, oh, Scotch, and I said, no, Scotch is Scotland, whiskey is Ireland. But nice guys, only young. I didn't get any food apart from the ice cream though, because it was oysters and scallops, and I don't really like that, so didn't bother. So before I leave Otaru, I will go and check out a street called Sushi Street, which I mentioned earlier. I'm not sure what's on it. Obviously a sushi restaurant, but I'm not sure if there's anything else or if it even looks nice. But we'll find out in a few minutes. It's only around the corner. It is quite warm here now though. Just no wind at all. And it's just kind of a dead heat, you know. Not humid or anything, very dry, but it's just that dead heat that's on the back of my neck, and when I turn around it's in my face and can't get away from it. And all of the main streets are not shaded. Although there is this shopping kind of arcade that I might check out on the way back to the train station. They usually have the same stuff. It's usually clothes shops and a few fruit and veg shops, but I'll check it out regardless just to see. So I think Google was actually lying to me a little bit. Sushi Street hasn't really got much sushi on it. The street I was already on where I got my ice cream has more sushi, so didn't bother recording. I was kind of disappointed, but I'm coming across a park here that has an old train track running through. Well, obviously it used to run through here, but it just kind of cuts through the neighbourhoods now to the main street. Pretty cool, isn't it? And these are all abandoned, of course, run down, which is a shame. You see that a lot in Japan. A lot of run down, abandoned buildings. You think you could put some good use to these though. The location's great. You get people coming down here all the time taking pictures and stuff of the train track. So you think like turn it into a cafe or something, a few steps up to it, you know, instead of letting it just rot away like that. And what do I know? But it is pretty cool. Goes all the way up and out across the street further back. I was in Morioka. I asked the owner of the guest house, Delasan, so why are there so many abandoned houses and buildings in Japan? And he just said it's simply the fact that when kids move away to the bigger cities and the parents stay there, the parents die eventually, of course, and the kids don't want to move back, so the houses are just left. So yeah, that's why, according to a Japanese man anyway. There's probably other circumstances as well, but that's the main one. Well, that was our little trip to Otaru. The weather made it a lot better. Quite a nice little town though. I'm glad I got a sunny day, especially when you're on a coastal town. Rain makes a big difference, so I'm gonna head back to Sapporo now, and well, I have to figure out what train to get, but local train 1. Okay, yeah, all good. Gonna head.
We will be stopping at every station. This is a non-smoking train.
Well, I've arrived back in Sapporo, and the weather is not even half as nice here as it was in Otaru. It's crazy. Yeah, so when I got into the train station, I was only waiting about 10 minutes for the train to go, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna head back to the hostel, charge up a few bits. I definitely have to start packing for tomorrow because I'm checking out before 10 AM tomorrow. Then I'll eat something and just chill, that's all. I don't know if there's any more to this video, to be honest, unless I find some interesting food later, but if not, I'll catch you tomorrow.